All right. I am working on a new project. It is a kind of a wacky thing to make, but I've got kind of a lot more wood than I know what to do with. So here we go. I think I'm making a sofa table. I have an ideology of geometry here. So I got a circle, a triangle, square, obtuse, rectangle, and this little figure 8 infinity sign, two circles put together. I've got some inlays I'm going to put in here in order to make it have character. And so these are the inlays that I'm going to do. I've got them drawn in with the extra little bit of edge that little glide patterning bushing utilizes, and I'm going to glue up some legs, but I want to get this off my desk first, so I'm going to have to cut all these patterns out, and then I'll use the router and route them in to inlay a corresponding piece of wood. Like I'm going to put red gum eucalyptus there, some black walnut here, some red there, black walnut there, black walnut here, and red gum there, and red gum there. So I have to cut all this places with the X. All that's going to get removed. And these are going to get removed. Still haven't quite decided on what kind of legs I'm going to put on it, but I think maybe some turned legs. I've cut some blanks over there that I'm going to glue together, but I got to surface one side in here to make them lay flat against each other, and this is kind of in the way, so I still have some work to do. I'm going to I think I'll cut this now that I've surfaced it on two sides. It's still pretty thick. It's about 2 1/4. So I think I'll use the little jigsaw, and I'll cut out the stuff here that isn't important. Maybe I think I'll do the inlays first. I'll cut this out because the inlay will be one size and that circle will be another size, and that won't work out very good sometimes. So I'm going to put the inlay in first and then cut the circle so it looks like it's got continuity, because I don't know if these are going to turn out exactly the size that I want. So I want it to look right. So next step is to cut these out. I'll drill a hole in each one of those, and then use the little saber saw, reciprocating saw, whatever you call it. I think that's what I'll do. Danger man here. I could put a piece of wood behind this to keep from tearing out in the back, but I'm too lazy to do that. By the time I do that, I'll be done. Reciprocating saw is going to do all that. Kind of raining on Tootsie down there. How you doing, Toots? Toots gets a little rain, huh? A little rain must fall. Hello, Blondie. All right, you overachiever, you. Yeah, the reciprocating saw. This little guy right there. Let's do that. I need to take some blades in and get them sharpened. I have a dull blades. Let's see, is that gonna make it? Yeah, I can do that. Give myself a little more room to cut. That way I can cut in between there without getting in the way of stuff. Noisy little peckerwood. Woodpecker. All right, you woodpecker. All right, there's the first one. Pretty straight. I might tune that up a little bit with the little sander, because that is the shape of things to come. And so I will continue making a pattern out of an old pattern. This was like an oval of sorts. I have a lot of patterns that I repurpose, and comes in handy to, wow, I don't really like that line there. That's kind of a goofy line. I think I'm gonna see if I can make an improvement on that. Where did I put all my circles? Oh, there they are. I'm not sure which one that is. Yeah, it must be this one here. Yeah, that's yeah, I could do a better job there. Boy, that's clear as mud. I think I'm going to sand that and try again. I'll use this little guy here. Little Mr. Everything. I think I brush my teeth with that if I figure out how. It does everything. The Everything tool. All this danger spaghetti. All right. Good thing I'm a skinny guy. Get in between there, no problem. All right, let's do this. Do this tang. Eraser. Better to have a clear view of where you're headed. Yeah, I can't figure out which one that is. I think that's the one I'm supposed to cut. Okay, that's the one. All right, let's do this again. No rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. Just all right. I use this little 1/8 inch bit with the donut intact to route out this. Looks like it did a pretty good job, and I'm going to inlay some material in that, but to do that I'll pull this off, trace that other, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I have a lot more of these pieces to take the wood out, so I'm going to make my way across this piece. I think that's one that goes there. I'm fairly certain that's it. Yeah. Looks like this stayed right on the line except for this bottom one. Pretty good. I think maybe I should keep the line going this way. maybe like that. Okay. Not sure I like how that's turning out right there, but that is what I drew in there, so that's what I'm going to do. I want this line to be straight in with that, and this looks like that's the way to do it, so I'm just going to try to make this parallel with that line there. This here is kind of funky, huh? Oh, that looks a whole lot better than the other one, doesn't it? I don't know which one is. This is how I get that stuff out of there. Just make a bunch of arcing cuts. I usually break off several of these bits during this phase, so I ordered 4 of them. We'll see how many I actually go through. Probably 10. Because this little shock that happens when you go across that cut is pretty devastating to that hard material. The more you can go in line with those little cuts you just made, the happier this thing is. So the more of this stuff I can make long cuts on, the better it likes it. This is what breaks it right here, back and forth. The shock of hitting from one to the next, it vibrates back and forth, and you can feel really hard. And so hard is strong, but it's also brittle. Let's see what we got in there. I don't have the vacuum on here because that hose is in the way. Some of this work stuff requires that I don't have that hose on here. I think all of these little guys, little goobers right here, are easy to get off with the chisel. So I'm going to not risk breaking another one of these bits and just take those off with the chisel. And now that I have the, oh, I need to make the edge a little better right there. Yeah, it's better to have your edge good, because if your edge isn't good, nothing works here. All right, so garbage in, garbage out. If your pattern's not very good, your work's not very good, so hopefully my pattern is good enough, huh? All right, those 2 have been done. Next, I think it's this guy right here. Yep, that's the one. And the critical thing here is this line, so I know that's my spacing there. So I need to be right about there. And I want to look and see where I'm going to cut out. I'm going to cut that out so I can put my screw in there somewhere. Alright, so I'm going to cut this out for sure. And I need one opposite that, so let's go over here. In here somewhere. Alright, more of the same. All right, this is the last one. I have routed out a little recess for each one of these little add-ons. And I think they came out fairly doable. I am going to find some wood for that to go into now. I still need to chisel out some of this stuff here. I didn't want to take a chance in breaking that. I only used one in the whole thing. Usually I break that thing pretty easily. I guess I got lucky today. All right, I'm going to chisel that stuff out. I just do that the old-fashioned way with my teeth. Beaver teeth Keith. I guess I'm going to use that. And maybe that little guy right there, and this. Yeah, everybody should make one of these if you got a lathe. If you don't, text me and I'll send you one. I have plenty of material for this type of thing, and I'm happy to make you one. All right, let's go for it. Okay, that's easier than I thought it was going to be. Got to learn to work with your left and your right, because in woodworking we can hurt one hand and you don't want that to slow you down. So work left-handed, right-handed, and it pays to have a spare hand that knows what to do. You have to educate your hand, because that's muscle memory. Part of what allows us to do what we do is located in the actual arm and hand itself. So muscle memory is necessary for all this work. Okay, there's my tool right off on the ground. I probably should sharpen this chisel, but why? I'm just going to dull it again. Yeah, I do sharpen once in a while, but not nearly often enough, apparently. It's not one of my favorite things to do, sharpening.